So last two examples here for domain and range. Example number 6. I'll come back to number 2 in a second. Okay. So here's a bit of a different way to look at domain and range as well, or try to decipher domain and range. So we know that the x values are, well, this is our x-axis, and those x values run this way, left and right, to negatives and positives. Sometimes it may be easier to say, hey, you know what? This is my furthest left-hand side point. This is my furthest right-hand side point. What's the x value at my lowest point? Well, that x value is -2. What's the x value at my highest point? That's +2. So now I can go to this thing, to the domain and range statement, saying my left-hand side point is -2. My right-hand side point is +2. And then just fill in the rest. X has to be greater than or equal to that point and less than or equal to the other point. And then I can quickly erase this because we all do math in pencil. Everybody. So now I'm going to switch colors, just do it this way. Now I want to look at my highest and lowest points. Well, what's my lowest point? Well, the lowest point is here and the highest point is here. What's my y value at my lowest point? Well, y is equal to 0. What's my y value at the highest points? In this case, y is equal to 4. So again, I go to my statement. 0 is my low point, less than equal to y, less than equal to my highest point, 4. And there's your domain and range for that graph. Now the one I was skipping, number 2 up here, when we have individualized points like this, the first thing you should do is list out the coordinates of each of those points. So first point, coordinates, -3, 3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, -2, and then 4, 2. Okay. Your domain values, we're going to say x is domain, or x, the domain colon bracket. What are all my x values? Well, -3, -2, 0, 2, and 4. And I list those out in numerical order, lowest to highest, without repeating any. So it's -3, -2, 0, 2, 4. Done. Same with the range values. My range values are all my y values. Again, I list those out from lowest to highest. This time they're not in order, so I have to figure out my lowest is -2, bracket, -2, -1, 1, 2, 3, end bracket. Done. So when you have individual points like that, you have to, you really should list out the individual coordinates and then write your lowest to highest, both domain and range values, not repeating. Now, just a couple of little other little things. When you're doing continuous and non-continuous graphs, you have to remember that a closed dot, so if I have a line and it goes to a closed dot, this means that that point is included. If I have a line that goes to an open dot, that means whatever that value happens to be is not included. Which means whatever it is, x or y, can get infinitely close to that, but not be that. Okay? When there's a dot, you're going to use less than, equal to, greater than, equal to symbols. When there's an open circle, it's just going to be less than or greater than. Something to remember. And then one other thing that sometimes you'll see, if we did have a domain or range that looked like this, 3 less than equal to x is less than 9. So I'm going to have a closed dot on this end, I'm going to have an open dot on this end, and there's going to be some kind of line. Sometimes you might see this kind of notation. So actually I'll put it down below so it's easier to see. Sometimes you might see 3, X is domain. So in our domain, we're going to be talking about our domain. I could just see square bracket, 3, comma, 9, rounded bracket. So the rounded bracket means open circle. The square bracket means closed circle. Sometimes you'll see that. Not very often, but sometimes you will. So that's domain and range in a nutshell. I have 4 videos. Practice worksheet. Actually, a couple of different practice worksheets. One of the worksheets will be double-sided, just with some quick graphs, domain and range. Another worksheet has some notes attached. Please, if you don't understand, have a quick read through your notes. Ask questions if you need to, and practice, practice, practice.